What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is me, Vlad, and I'm here because of this odd book that I just read. And it's called Tripods, by John Christopher. So this book is basically about robots that have 3 legs and come to Earth and try to control the people of the world. So their strategy was to try to hypnotize people using helmets that they put on their head after they pre-hypnotized them because they watched the Tripod TV show. So it's pretty confusing, but I'll explain more. So the main character said that you could hypnotize somebody by making like a distinct sound or by the traditional pendulum. And what they thought happened was that in the show they actually used the sound to try to hypnotize all the kids. So then they'd love the tripods and then try to go against their own kind to let the tripods survive. So that's basically what happened. Okay, let me just interrupt myself for a little bit to just note that I don't think that this is a realistic conflict. I mean, maybe in like a couple thousand years, not thousands, like hundreds, but currently it is not a realistic conflict. Alright, the main character lives in England and his family lives really near where one of the first tripods landed. Also in the book, they said that the Swiss people don't like people from other countries. I don't know if that's true, but whatever. And that implied that the Swiss people don't like the tripods. But then the tripods got there too. This book is a trilogy, so I don't really know what happens after the end, but from what I know so far, I personally think it's a pretty bad book, but I don't know. I wouldn't recommend reading it. Anyway, back towards the topic. When the tripods start capturing the Swiss people, the family starts recruiting people since like 13 or younger, because they're not capped yet. Again, being capped means you're being hypnotized by the tripods, and then you think all they do is bring peace and stuff like that. And then they found their cabin, in which they took shelter, so then they just chilled there until it was winter, and then they saw a tripod, so then they decided to kill it, which they did by launching an avalanche on top of it, so then the tripod was dead, and then the book ended. This type of conflict is a person versus person, but I've heard that there's like an advancement of that, and it's called person versus machine, so I guess I'm going to use that. So this conflict is person versus machine. As you can tell, the tripods are not really a person or a human or an animal, or they're just robots from another planet. So 3 major events of conflict are when the tripods first attacked in the USA and the UK. They were surprisingly easy to take out, and then they got to take out 2 of them before the 3rd one self-destructed. Another major event in conflict is when the 2nd wave of tripods came in and then they started playing the Trippy show, which again hypnotized people, and then the people were all on the tripod's side. The 3rd main event is one that I already talked about when when the tripod gets killed, so I'm not gonna go over that again because it would just be boring. The climax comes pretty late in the story, and that's why so many long events happen before the climax. All these events give you information about the tripods and then the fight that they're probably going to have in the next books. But the climax of this story is when they sat down and just waited for the next year to come, planning out what would have to happen. So yeah guys, that was the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This video took about 30 minutes to record about that, and then it took me like 2 hours to put all the pictures, do the video editing, do the picture editing, add in the music and the titles. So, hope you enjoyed. Took some work. And then thanks for watching. Goodbye.